Hey, welcome back. So let's finish up with blog posts here. So the thing is, we need to be able to click on owner, and we need to be able to click on title. But let's begin with owner here. Whoever posted this. So let me come back to the blogs.php. That's the view. And right here where we are echoing the user URL, what I want to do is change this to a link. Now the thing is, we need to know who this user is. So I think the data will come from, let's go to the admin.php page here, where we can get some more detail. So right in the function blogs here, the same thing we are doing here, where we are getting each image and adding a thumbnail version. While we are doing this, we can also check for the actual user. So since we already have the user class here, it's a good thing we can use it here as well. So what we can do is to add one more key location. So instead of the image here, we can add some user data. So what we can do is, let me copy this, put it right here, and just say user underscore data, something like that, is equal to, and then we can use the user class like so, and then we just say get one, and then use the URL address. Now let me go to the models themselves and the user class. So down here, I want to see what functions are available that I can use. So there's get user with the URL. So that's the one I want to use. So get user and not get one. So let me come back to admin, get user. And then let's put the same URL, user URL. That's the one. Okay, so once we have that, we can put that in there. Let me come back here just to make sure that it returns an object and not an array. And yes, it does. Great. That's all we need to do for here. And now if I go back to blogs here, I can simply say user URL. Now it's possible that the user URL was not found, so just beware of that. But for now, what we're going to say is user data right here, user data, and then point again to user. I have no idea actually whether it's username or what. Let's go back to our database and go to users. Let's see what we have in here. It's just name. That's what it is. So I definitely would have gotten an error there. Okay, so blog, user data, name, and let's refresh. So we have a few problems here, exciting problems. Let's see what we can do about them. So undefined variable user URL on line 290. Is it though? Okay, so let's come back to the, so it's complaining about this, I bet. Yeah, that's what it is. So I must tell it where this is coming from. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it at the beginning here, and just replace that $sign with an arrow, and also remove the user data like so. That should do it. So let's refresh, and there we go. So now we have the name of the person that is that posted this. But we can click to go to their profile if we wanted to. So let's see if we can do something about that as well. So we have their user name, but let's wrap this inside an A tag. So I'm going to say href like so, close that, and then close that at the very end as well. Oh, it's already closed. And then I'm going to copy this and put that inside the href. Only that I will change name to, what do I change this to? URL address. Actually, let me just say user URL here, like so. That should work too. But this has to go through, let me put some other PHP. Actually, why am I putting more PHP tags here? What I need to know is, where do we go for profiles? Let's come back here for a sec. If I click on account, it's public, it's profile. Okay, so directly to profile. So I'm going to say profile. Of course, I need to add root. Otherwise, we may have problems. So root profile, and then we'll add a slash, and then add the user URL there. That ought to do it. So back here, refresh, and now let me click, and I'm at the profile here. Okay, very good, very nice. All right, that should do it. The title will come in, the ability to click the title and go to a post will come in once we create a single post view. So let's make the edit possible as well, right? Now that we have that working, so that when I click edit, I can go to something better. So let me come back here for a minute and change my link to delete is equal to, actually change delete to edit is equal to, and then we put the URL there. Okie dokie. So how will that look like? So let me refresh and let me click edit. Now I want to edit one of these that doesn't have an image, so we can add an actual image. So I'm going to click edit, and the edit has been done there, but I don't see it here. And that's because if I go to my admin area, and there's delete here, but there is no edit if mod is equal to delete. So let me just shift D there, put an else statement like so, so that we have else if, and this is delete. Let's change that to edit, and then let's get that, and let's get that as well. Okay, get one. Now the ID will be equal to the edit, but it's going to be equal to the URL address, so no worries, it's going to work still. But then how do we set the mod to change to edit? Let me duplicate that one. So if this is set edit, and let's set it to edit like so, and then we go to blogs.php, right where we are looking at this add new. Now edit is a lot like add new, so what I will do is duplicate the add new like so. Should I copied everything? So let me just copy everything. We still need to see some error messages in case there are errors during the edit process, so we'll leave that there. Errors, and what else? Everything else remains the same. The only difference is that instead of the post title, we are going to that's the thing there. Post title. Okay, I see. So instead of that, I think we'll leave that as it is. Only difference is, let's add one for the image at the bottom so that we can also be able to see if there's actually an image there. So style, let's add a width of maybe 200 pixels like so to display our image, and the source is going to be here. So I'm going to copy this and put it right there and change this to image. But then it's important to put root at the very beginning, like so. Okay, root, and then the question mark there and all that. Let's put a break tag here just to separate the two. Very nice. Maybe an HR tag like so. Okay, so this should actually do it. Now we need to be able to set the post title to something that references the actual post. So once we get to, let's say, where is edit? Edit is right here. Okay, so we set that to edit, but then yeah, there it is. Then we read one of those. Now this part right here, copy that, the post thing, come to edit here. Okay, so it's inside blogs here. Now what I can do on the edit side, on the other on the view, is to use posts. Where is this? Yeah, is to use blog and then get the title, because those are the things that are saved on the database. But the problem is there's a single problem here, which is if the first time we refresh the page, we need to read from what's in the database. The next time we refresh the page, if something was posted, we need to read from the post data, because we could have changed everything that was on the database. And once you make an error, you still need to be able to see the information that you added and not the information from the database. So this is why we need to unify this with what is coming from the database as well. So here what will happen is that we will set this this post thingy to the edit, whatever is on the database, like so. So instead of that, we're just going to say blogs get one, and we'll put blogs right there, like so. And then what will happen is if we did post something, then that will be overwritten by what is inside the post variable. So which is even better, because now we're reading from the post variable. Okay, so let's go back and let me refresh now. We are already on the edit, it's just that the view is different, so we just need to refresh. Now we see nothing. Okay, shows us that we are in the right direction. So back to blogs.php, and where are we? Okay, so I repeated this with add new. So I was supposed to change this to edit, one of them at least. Refresh. Okay, so we have post title there, but nothing more. That's weird. I'm guessing there's a problem here. Okay, so what I want to do here is just to use my PHP tags and say show post. Let's see what's inside there. So back here and refresh. Okay, so there is a class here. Let's see. URL address. So this is the content we need. Oh, and the post data is here. Okay, so everything is actually working. This is a standard object. I think therein lies the problem. This is an object and post variables are an array. So that's where we're having the problem. So let's go back to our admin here. And when we are adding it to this from the edit, we are supposed to recast this. So I'm going to change it to an array by just adding array at the beginning there, and let's refresh, and everything works out just fine. So we couldn't see the error because it was inside the HTML tags here. It was inside here because the error happened here. So all those errors were sent in as a value to this input. So that's why we couldn't see it. But if I had inspected the element, I would have seen it. Okay, so we are good here. Post, and we see no images. So let's go back and select one with an image so that we are sure an image will appear here, and that's awesome. So let me come back and increase this to 400 pixels just so you can see the image a bit clearer, like so. Alright, so back, and let's click edit. Okay, so is this the correct information? Yes, it seems like it is. So let me click here again, how to make a burger. And there is no image there. That is great. Now, if we do post this to make a burger, we don't want the image being replaced if we didn't add a new image, but we want everything else replaced whether we added something new or not. So we need to figure out how to do that. So let's do that in the next video.